So the process of translation is conversion of mRNA into using the code of mRNA for the production of protein synthesis is translation. So for this process of translation, let me draw an mRNA chain. An assumption, we can't say exact what is this, but let us draw in anything. UAUCG, GAC, AUG, GUA, AGG, GAG, UAG. This is 3' end. On this molecule, protein synthesis should occur. This is mRNA. tRNA will have an opposite codon. I'll draw an tRNA structure. tRNA will have a structure like this. This is the structure of tRNA. Okay, this is transferring amino acid. How it will transfer? This is the point where the amino acid binds. Let us take, for example, lysine is binding. And what is the codon for lysine? For lysine, codon is AAG. Is a codon for lysine. This tRNA molecule will have an opposite codon here. Will have an opposite codon here. That means opposite to this what will be? UUC. That codon is present here. UUC codon is present here. So as a result, what happens? This tRNA, which is carrying lysine, will bind to a location which is opposite to this. This UUC will search for molecule which is complementary to that, this AAG. So it will come here and bind here. How it will bind? UUC is present here, and this is the chain. So this is here the lysine is present, lysine is present. So as a result, lysine is coming here to form a polypeptide chain. So in this way, tRNA has a complementary codon, okay, opposite to the mRNA, which has an amino acid. This amino acid will have a codon which is complementary to this codon, right? Always tRNA has complementary codon of its amino acids, So I said you there are 20 different amino acids, means there are 20 different tRNA are present. 20 different amino acids have 20 tRNA. For each amino acid, there is a complementary codon here. Because of this complementary codon only, this is coming and binding here. Okay? So this point is clear for you? Yes or no? tRNA has a complementary codon for its own amino acid. That is the reason why this tRNA binds to this mRNA sequence. Now, I said you that for translation unit, the initiation codon will be here, promoter codon will be here. Here stop codon is present. Stop codon is present. So as a result, this will initiate the formation of polypeptide chain. This codon, first codon, which is called as promoter codon, will start the process of translation. For this process, I said you rRNA is also required. What is the purpose of rRNA? rRNA has ribozyme. This ribozyme will help in forming bond between one amino acid and another amino acid. Protein synthesis means, polypeptide synthesis means amino acid should bind like this, one after another. I said you each amino acid has NH2COOH. This is one amino acid. In between, and any group is present, let it be represented as R. NH2COOH is present. This is one amino acid. NH2COOH is present. This is another amino acid. Some group is present in between. You are not worried about the group. This something is there in between. NH2COOH. A bond is formed between this C double bond O NH. What happened to remaining molecule? This OH molecule, this H molecule is disappearing as H2O and one bond will form. Okay? Right? You don't understand? Don't remember. That is not important. You understand only, you remember. NH2 RCOOH is the structure of one amino acid. NH2 RCOOH is structure of another amino acid. Between these two, one bond will form. When this hydrogen OH will go out from here, here one hydrogen will come out. This forms a H2O molecule. This is escaping. Between these two, carbon is forming double bond with O and one bond is formed here. So carbon 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds it is forming. So it is satisfied. This bond is called as peptide bond. Peptide bonds. You are not understanding this all. Simply remember that a peptide bond will be formed between one amino acid and another amino acid. One bond is formed. This bond is called as peptide bond. Peptide bond is formed between two amino acids, and formation of this peptide bond is under control of this enzyme called ribozyme, where it is present in rRNA. When we discuss the structure of RNA, I said you there is one small subunit, one larger subunit. Inside this, the ribozyme is present, which help in formation of this bond. Now, what is the significance of this smaller subunit and larger subunit? I'll say you understand carefully. When at the promoter codon, rRNA will bind, we change the color. At the promoter codon, rRNA will bind to mRNA. Smaller subunit will bind with this mRNA. Larger subunit will be location where amino acids are coming and attaching. How it will be the location? This tRNA, which is having complementary base. I'll draw here tRNA. Here the complementary, opposite to complement, UAC complementary, UAU complementary, what it will be? AUA. What is the amino acid for UAU? It is tyrosine. So here tyrosine will be there. Don't worry about names. I'm saying you have your codon in your page number 112. You can refer that code. For this is the amino acid. For this codon UAA, tyrosine is the amino acid. And for this complementary is present here. That's why this tRNA molecule stick to this. And here this amino acid is there. It is there itself. And this rRNA will move one step forward. Why? This tRNA will not move anywhere. It is fixed here. Now this rRNA will move from this location. Its job completed here. It will move from here to this location. Here the smaller subunit will bind, here the larger subunit will bind. And for CGG, what will be complementary? GCC will have one tRNA molecule related to this will come here. For GCC, what is, let us see, GCC, alanine. There is one amino acid called alanine. It is binding here. Now, what is the job of this ribozyme? It helps in formation of one bond between this and this. Here, peptide bond will form between tyrosine and tyrosine. After this bond is formed, this tRNA will separate. It will fall down again into the cytoplasm. And this rRNA will move one step forward. This rRNA will move to one step forward. From here it is moving to this position. Smaller subunit is binding to mRNA. Larger subunit holds the tRNA, and this tRNA will have a complementary. What is a complementary? A uracil, guanine, uracil. What is the amino acid for code? ACA. ACA. Threonine. There is another amino acid called threonine. So that codon amino acid will be here. Now this ribozyme helps in forming peptide bonds between this. So in this way, each codon has one amino acid. That amino acid is brought by tRNA. Bonding is done by rRNA, and mRNA shows the code. Now it should be clear why mRNA is called messenger RNA. It is carrying the message. Why tRNA is called transfer RNA? It is carrying the amino acids from cytoplasm pool to this nucleoplasm pool. And why rRNA is ribosomal RNA is called as enzyme, because it has an enzyme which helps in formation of bonds. So mRNA is not acting as genetic material here. It is acting as an adapter molecule. How it is acting adapter molecule? It is binding this mRNA and tRNA and helping in formation of polypeptide. So this way it is acting as an adapter molecule. It is acting as a messenger molecule. It is carrying a message in it. It is acting as a enzyme by formation of bond between these two. So it is having different functions. It's not a genetic material in case of all other organisms except some viruses. Okay. So this process continues till which point? Till this point. UAG is a stop codon. It does not code for any amino acid. When the stop codon comes, no tRNA is present for a stop codon. No tRNA. It is not an amino acid. It is not coding for any amino acid. So there is no tRNA for that molecule. So as a result, what happens at this location, the synthesis of polypeptide chain will stop. So for this codon some amino acid is there, it is binding here. For this codon some amino acid is there, it's binding here. Again GGG, AGG, some amino acid, GAG, some amino acid. UAG, no amino acid for that. It is a stop codon. So here the termination of this translation process occurs and we have this polypeptide chain. Okay, this polypeptide chain is present. So this process is called as translation, right? Is translation clear?